I'm going to dangerously step over the ledge here. Perfect. Right there on the end. Yep. You got it. Thank you, E.G.G.M.A.N. Next up, the voice actor for Eggman. He is evil and villainous and everything vile. Give it up for Mike Pollock. You're right here, Mike.
This one?
Yep, that one. That is the evilest seat we could find for you.
Thanks so much.
And of course, to balance out the villainous Dr. Eggman, we need a certain hero, don't we? So let's hear it for Roger Craig Smith, the voice of Sonic. I mean, you can have this seat if you want. If you want to drive the lap, I mean, it's fine by me.
Short man's complex.
I want to sit high.
All right, and a person you guys may not know yet, but you're going to get to know pretty quickly, the person who's translating and is also our senior product development director now at SEGA of America. His name is Austin Keys. Let's hear it for Austin.
So easy. Look at that.
And then there's someone else in this panel, I forget. They were going to be here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry to say. The Sonic social media manager was going to be here today. Couldn't make it due to some complications. But, you know, we really appreciate them trying. So thanks, whoever they are.
Yeah.
Whoever that guy is posting on Twitter and social media. No, sorry, yeah. My name's Aaron Weber, and I just hit my microphone, and you're not supposed to do that at all. I run the Sonic Twitter and Facebook pages. So great to meet you guys. Yes.
That's Aaron.
Aw, someone said best Twitter ever, and whoever you are, I love you. You're awesome, buddy. You're awesome. Ignore that slide. Anyway, okay. First, let's get started. So the creation of Sonic, right? It's the late 1980s. SEGA needs a new mascot to compete against a strong rival mascot for Nintendo. You guys know who that mascot is, of course. Crash Bandicoot, says somebody. Yeah. That's right. Crash Bandicoot and Mario. So their current mascot at the time was, audience, do you know? I like you guys. Alex Kidd, that's right, here he is. Over there, not that way. Alex Kidd, there he is chewing on some onigiri there. That was localized to a burger for the Western version. Major boss fights were solved via games of rock, paper, scissors. I'm not kidding, that's actually how the game plays. Naka-san, quick question for you. What did you think about the gameplay of Alex Kidd?
アレックス・キッドはですね、実はあまり遊ばれた方いらっしゃらないかもしれないですけど、すごくゲームとしてはすごくよくできているんですね。で、ご覧の通りでもキャラクターがですね、ちょっと気になりますよね。それもあってですね、僕らはソニックを作っていくことになったんですけども、アレックス・キッド好きですか？どうですか？
So I don't think many players have actually, and many people out there have actually played Alex Kidd. But if you have played it, you'll know it's a really, really good game, really solid gameplay. However, the character design was, not really kind of what we wanted to do, and that spawned the whole "let's make Sonic the Hedgehog," idea. But how many people out there have actually played Alex Kidd?
That's at least 3 people. That's more than we were expecting. That's good. We appreciate that. Awesome. So, as Naka-san mentioned, this spurned a new competition internally at SEGA at that time. The teams were challenged to come up with the new mascot, the new face of the company. And so Naka-san gets together with this other guy over there. Anyone know what his name is on the left? Oshima. Who said Oshima? Let's clap for that person right there. Yes. His name is Naoto Oshima. He actually came by the SEGA offices last year and took a picture that said, like, the Sonic Twitter is the best Twitter. That's a real picture. I didn't Photoshop that. He actually took that. That's real. So that's him, a younger him. And Naka-san, I love this picture of you. How old are you in this picture that we've got here?
これ多分ソニック2の時の写真なので、それまで実はセガっていうのは名前とか一切出しちゃいけなかったんですね。なのでゲーム作った人として写真が出たのも名前が出たのもこの僕多分27歳の時だと思うんですけど、ここが最初だったと思います。
So this was probably taken, I believe, he believes, around the Sonic 2 era. And at the time, Sega didn't really want to publish who was creating the games. So this is one of the first times that people got to actually see who was creating the games and learn their names. And at the time, he said he was 27 years old.
Wow.
Aaron, how old are you?
Wait, how old am I? I'm totally not 27 right now. And how old were you when you started at SEGA, Naka-san?
僕は18.
18.
18 years old when Naka-san started. And Izuku-san, how about you? How old were you when you started at Sega?
21st.
21. 21 for Izuku-san. Whew, pretty young. All right. So my dream when I was a kid was to work at Sega, by the way. How many of you guys have had similar dreams? Like you've got places you want to work or like amazing things you loved, right? Okay, quick word of encouragement. Go for it. Don't ever give up on that, all right? Because if you try hard enough, if you keep at it, amazing things can happen. I grew up in Missouri, by the way, like real close to here, the Midwest, right? And that was my dream, and I flew out to California and did it. So quick word of encouragement for all of you. Don't give up on those dreams, seriously. So here's a quick look at Mr. Needlemouse. Sonic's early designs were drawn on this napkin, and Oshima-san like woke up one night and he's like, I've got this concept, and he scribbled it. It was called Harinezumi, or Mr. Needlemouse, but it's worth noting that in Japanese, Harinezumi means hedgehog. They literally call it Needlemouse, whereas we call it hedgehog. If you think about it, neither really makes any sense at all. So next up, Sonic 1 comes out on June 23rd, 1991. It's got a simple story. It's got amazing music. How many of you guys know the theme song to Green Hill, like by memory? Well, let's hear it then. Beautiful. You are hereby dubbed the official Sonic South by Southwest choir. Thank you very much.
How many people here were not born in 1991? Wow.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you for making all of us feel old.
Yeah.
I have to sit down.
Yes.
ああ、そうなんだ。
Sonic 1 also introduced the Chaos Emeralds. Quick screenshot. Yeah, Chaos Emeralds. I'm hoping the Twitch stream is getting this panel too. The people in the back are probably going like, I hate this guy, because we have to bounce back and forth between this deck and the people on stage constantly. Introduced the Chaos Emeralds, but it wasn't just Naka-san and Oshima-san who were on that team. There's a third player who's often overlooked, but let's give him some credit here today. Anyone know who that was? I was pretty young at this time. I was like 4 years old around this time period. Wasn't me. Anyone know? I'll give you a hint. His name starts with Y. Yes, Yasuhara. Thank you very much. Applaud for that guy. Yes, his name was Yasuhara. Now, Sonic had an attitude, and graphic capabilities were very limited, of course, but Naka-san and his team wanted to convey this sense of attitude within Sonic, and so they came up with a really clever way to do that. And you guys, of course, know how they did it in Sonic 1, right? Well, okay, blast processing is a real thing, but that isn't necessarily the particular thing we're going to focus on here. In fact, so if you were to let Sonic stand still for a little bit, right, you know what he would do, yeah? Yeah, everyone's doing it. He'd tap his foot, just like that, right? And that signature foot tap and those impatient hand gestures, he looks at a watch. I don't even think he has a watch on, but he looks for it, right? He looks for it anyway, whether it's there or not. And those become really iconic gestures. And then in Sonic Generations in 2011, we brought that back, right? So there's classic Sonic in Generations doing his thing. This is a really cool slide. And some of you may know this already, but on the left is the European design for Sonic, the box art for Sonic, right? And you'll notice that Sonic has a very interesting design in Europe and Japan. This is shared between Japan and Europe, this design of Sonic. It's softer, it's a little lighter. In America, however, we had this box art, right? And we're curious, actually, Naka-san and the team were talking about this earlier, kind of like figuring out who preferred which type. And we all have our bets about kind of like what the audience might like, but we'd like to do a quick poll with you guys. Is that okay? All right, great, let's do it. So I'm curious to know whether you guys like or prefer the one on the left, the one on the right. It's totally cool, whichever one you like, seriously. So let's start with the one on the left. Who prefers the European or Japanese design? Let's see your hands. Okay, it's a lot of hands. All right, and let's see who prefers the American design. Let's see your hands now.
Oh.
And still some hands, all right.
Yeah.
All right. European and Japanese preference. Raise your hand so Naka-san can take a picture, prove that he was right. Go ahead, Naka-san. Fantastic. Well, I just lost $5. It's all right. Thank you to those of you that voted for the Western box art. Also, I think Al Nielsen, are you here today? Al, are you here? All right. Well, I was told that Al Nielsen might be coming by. Al was one of the marketing executives at Sega in the time of the early 90s, whenever SOA and SOJ were covering the design of Sonic and all that stuff. So shout out to Al if he's around somewhere. Let's go on to Sonic 2. Who likes Sonic 2? Tell you what, you don't even have to raise your hands if I ask if you like a game. If you see a game you love up here, just cheer. Just go crazy, all right? Like the last panel. Ah, yes. All right, so people like Sonic 2 a little bit. Sonic 2 came out in 1992. It introduced Miles, Tails Prower. Any Tails fans in the house? Fantastic. It had 7 Chaos Emeralds. First Sonic only had 6. This had 7, and when you got them all and 50 rings, something special would happen. You guys know what that is, of course. Let's hear it. Supersonic is right, is right. Really quick question, and if there's no answer, it's fine here, but any interesting story from maybe Naka-san about the initial design of Tails, or what was like kind of concepting the character or implementing it?
実はソニックってですね、ソニック1を作ってる時に最後の方にどうしても2プレイヤーモードをソニック1の時やりたかったんですが、最終的には実現ができなくてリリースしたのがすごく心残りだったんですね。で、ソニック2を作る時に必ずやっぱ2プレイヤーモードを作りたいという時に、やっぱりソニックともう一人じゃライバルになるようなキャラクターも作らないといけないっていうことと、当時やっぱりゲームを遊んでいる時にですね、お兄ちゃんがゲームをプレイしてたら横で妹がこう見てるだけっていう子が多かったので、その子でもこう一緒に参加できるようなキャラクターとして、テイルスを設定してソニック2の中に入れてきてるんですね。はい。
Okay, so during the development of Sonic 1, he really wanted, like Naka-san really wanted to put a 2-player mode into the game, but due to kind of the pressures of trying to finish the game and release it on time, he was unable to put that 2-player mode into the game. And it really kind of, he was disappointed by that. He really wanted to see a 2-player mode featured in the game. So when they started developing Sonic 2, he really wanted to try and make some kind of 2-player, multiplayer mode that they could offer in Sonic 2. In the beginning, there was this idea of maybe, Sonic and maybe another rival character to put them together and have some play happen that way. But as he was watching people play the game, they really noticed that, an older brother and a younger sister would be, the older brother would play the game and the younger sister would be watching her brother play the game. And he wanted to make a character that both of the players could control, enjoy, and have fun. And that was really kind of the genesis of Tails as a character.
Awesome. Great. Thank you very much for that. Now, it's about this point that some new faces joined the team. You guys can probably guess some of them. There's 2 in particular that would go on to become very important later. Does anyone have any guesses who those people were? Just shout them. Let's hear them. Okay, so I should clarify. I mean real-life characters.
Aaron Weber?
Roger, we've been through this. No fan characters at the panel, Roger. All right. No. The new faces were, first and foremost, you guys know this first person, definitely. Jun Sonoe, right? Yeah. Who would later go on to do some pretty big stuff, like, theme songs, Open Your Heart, Live and Learn, right? Anyone like those songs? Beautiful. And, of course, Takashi Iizuka joined right this time, too. Woo. And one of the first projects that Iizuka-san worked on was Sonic 3, but one of the stories I really want to hear about, and I was like prodding Naka-san earlier, like, can you tell me a little bit of dirt like that no one knows before? And so the question I want to know, Naka-san, Iizuka-san joins the team around this time, all right? He comes out to visit, to work on the team with you. What's the first thing that you think of Iizuka-san when you see him?
そうですね、ソニックをですね、ソニック1っていうのは日本で作っていたんですが、ソニック2からですね、サンフランシスコでソニックを作ってたんですけど、ソニック2が終わった後、ソニック3を作るにあたって人をこう日本から送ってもらったんですが、その時に飯塚が初めてやってきたんですが、ソニック作るのにすごい忙しいじゃないですか。すごい大変なものを作らないといけないのに、飯塚は当時新入社員1年目ぐらいで来たので、なんで新入社員なんて送ってくんだよって思ったのがすごいこう覚えてますね。
So with the development of Sonic 1 happened all in Japan, and with Sonic 2, they moved the team over to America in San Francisco to work on the game. When they finished Sonic 2, they moved right into developing Sonic 3, also still in America. And they're really busy. They needed some more help, so they sent a bunch of people from Japan over to help work on Sonic 3 and make sure it got done on time. As they were sending people over, one of the people that came over was Mr. Iizuka, and as he came off, he was brand new to the company, and Naka-san was kind of like, we're really, really busy. This is a really important title. Why are you sending us like new recruits to just like come out here and help us out with development? So it was a little bit of, a lot of pressure, but as we'll find out, Iizuka-san did a great job helping out on Sonic 3.
Awesome. I like that story a lot because it's the story of Naka-san being like, and then this guy just gets off the plane, and I'm like, who's this guy? that comes in and is supposed to help with, is this guy, what newbie doing here? But as we all know, Iizuka-san did an amazing job working on Sonic 3. You guys saw that opening cutscene when the tornado's flying in, Sonic jumps off, goes supersonic. Knuckles literally punches the emeralds out of him, right? Iizuka-san did that.
Oh, yeah.
He did that.
Why do you know? I told you.
You told me, yeah. You told me in a meeting, and I decided I'd kind of secretly share that info now. Cat's out of the bag. I'm sorry, I stole Iizuka-san's special moment there. Sonic 3 introduces the Fight and Freak Knuckles. It's got a first for the Sonic series, which is a save feature. You can finally save your games. And of course, if you lock it on with Sonic and Knuckles, you can double the size of the game, right? All right, and for those that are watching on Twitch, gods of audio video in the background, make sure that we're on the slideshow right now, please. So, you guys want to know how to scare an entire room of Sonic fans? Sometimes I get drunk with power. You ready? I can make all of you recoil in fear in about half a second. Ready for this? Bam! There it is. There it is. Oh, but we're not done yet.
Why?
Let's zoom in a little bit on that bad boy. All the minutes. All the time overs. Behold the true final boss of Sonic 3. There it is.
Nobody understood how to get past that little section?
If you didn't understand how to do that, let's cheer now. You ready? Go!
そんなに嫌でした
You guys really didn't like it that much?
Once we knew what to do, we liked it. But learning that was we jumped on that thing hundreds and thousands of times. Like, maybe if I just get a little more speed, a little more angle, I can hit it. No.
Is anyone still jumping on that thing?
Dr. Eggman's ultimate creation right there, that barrel. Bravo, Mike.
It's so simple.
Iizuka-san, any cool stories about, actually, we covered Sonic 3, so I'm going to ask you a question about another game pretty soon here. Another cool comparison between box arts, there's Sonic 3 in Europe. Very different box art, right? And for some reason, like, what is going on with Knuckles? I just always found this really strange, like, with his mouth, and I see that and I think Echidna. Instant, like Echidna, for those of you that understand that reference. Let's move on to TV and licensing. You bet I'll reference Sonic Saturday Morning in there, and the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and the Ravioli, of which, by the way, Naka-san, you said at lunch today, right? About that ravioli? Let's hear it.
Yeah.
He still has some of those cans of spaghetti and meatballs.
多分ね、いつ爆発するかわからないですよね。
So it's kind of a ticking time bomb. He doesn't really know when it's going to explode.
It's possible the sneakers might have tasted better than the ravioli. I don't know.
I agree with Mike there. By the way, any fans of the Sonic TV shows in the house today? Nice. Love it. Now then, let's see. Okay, so it's the 32-bit era, and in the mid-90s, Sega releases their second major platform. And I gotta, excuse me while let me just jump out here. Okay, here we go. Oh no.
野球しようぜ。オッケー。
行こう行こ
お前ら今日はやったよ。任しとけ。セガと三四郎。セガと三四郎。セガサターンしろ。
高速ハリネズミソニックのレースゲームソニック R
セガサターン。
And that was how Sega of Japan advertised Sonic R. Kids going to play a baseball game? Oh no, Segata Sanshiro's got something he wants you to see first. And then he beats you up and makes you play Sega Saturn. I loved that marketing campaign, by the way. Those guys are awesome, whoever came up with that. So, in addition to Sonic R, there were a couple other Sega Saturn games with Sonic. Anyone know what they were? 3D Blast, Jam, and someone said Extreme. Obviously, that one didn't come out, but we still have merchandise for that, just so you know. Some really cool merchandise. Yeah. There's a lot of interesting stories about Extreme. We're not going to get into those today. Yes, they were Sonic Jam and Sonic 3D Blast. If you want to ask Extreme questions after the panel, we'll be right outside. You guys can come by, get your stuff signed, ask us fun questions. We probably can't answer all of them, but we will try. Also, there was a cameo appearance. What game is it? Yeah. Dude, I love you guys. Like, I'm like, which game is this? And like 30 of you in unison are like, Christmas Nights, instantly. You are my people. My people. Thank you. This is Christmas Nights. Sonic makes a cameo there. And of course, Eggman makes a little cameo there too. It's about this time that they decide to make a new design for Sonic. And let's go to Izuku-san and Naka-san real quickly to kind of hear, why was it that you guys decided to change the look of Sonic from the classic design?
もともとメガドライブ時代のソニックって頭身が可愛かったんですね。だからそれを 3D モデルにするとすごい可愛いソニックになってしまって、我々が目指そうと思ったかっこいいソニックのゲームっていうのとちょっとギャップがあったので、この 3D になる機会にデザインをリニューアルしました。
So the original, character was obviously made 2D for the Mega Drive, for the Genesis as we know it. And the character was really, really cute, but when we started doing the 3D versions of that same character, it was kind of like a little too cute. And they wanted to make a game that was a little more cool, and in doing so, they were using the opportunity of making a 3D world, making a cool character, and also making it for this new hardware as, the driving factor, and let's also make the character a little bit different.
Cool. And that led to, of course, the design for Modern Sonic. There it is. Yes. I'd like to hear that support. Thank you. I was waiting for someone to be like, green eyes. It's like the hipster part of the Sonic fan base sometimes. Obviously, the key differences included the green eyes, taller designs, so his legs got a bit taller for 3D. And as we go forward, that led to Sonic Adventure. Yes. An amazing game. Comes out $99.99 with the Dreamcast. Has 6 playable characters, including the best character, Big the Cat. Has a soundtrack featuring Jun Sonoe and Crush 40. That's right. And it also introduces, and I have been waiting to watch your reaction to this slide for a long time, audience, and you, Twitch and YouTube gaming audience. So this one goes out to you. It introduced one other element into the Sonic franchise, and that was? So I really need to get your reaction for this, because this is going to maybe help settle a debate that is happening right now. I'm just trying to convince people of certain things. These lovable balls of fluff appear in the Chao Gardens of Sonic Adventure. You can raise them, you can race them, you can even put them on your VMU, which was an amazing memory card at the time. And they're the coolest. We should totally bring them back, right? Would you guys like that? I should specify, there are not currently any plans to bring them back, but that cheer really helps me a lot, so thank you for that. Awesome. I spent a lot of time raising Chao, by the way, like probably more time than I spent getting all the emblems. So, rolling around at the speed of sound, Sonic Adventure 2 comes out on June 19th, 2001. Of course, it introduces a new dark hedgehog. His name is? Shadow the Hedgehog. Here, when dark teams try to either save the world or destroy it. Izuku-san, what was one of the best memories you have working on Sonic Adventure 2 in San Francisco, right? There's that scene where Sonic goes down City Escape and he's smashing into the cars. I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. You can tell me if it's true. I heard a rumor that once you guys got a parking ticket, and you were like really upset, and so you're like, you know what? We're just going to let Sonic destroy all the cars on all there. They'll just destroy them all. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
That may be the best piece of information we have gained from this panel so far.
Can I?
Yeah.
The mic. Dropping the mic, it didn't really work.
That's all right, Mike.
Thank you.
Oh, and of course, this game also had something else special to it. You guys know what that is, right? Oh, you don't know? Oh, well, let me enlighten you in case you don't know. Big the Cat cameos. in almost every level, by the way. So there he is in City Escape with the monster truck. There he is in the cutscene with Rouge. She smiles at him if you put him in the cutscene, by the way. It's an Easter egg. There he is again in the Secret Temple. And on the Dreamcast, little shout to E.G.G.M.A.N, there he is in the helicopter. He's actually in the helicopter on the Dreamcast version if you push the right button combo to make him appear. Pretty awesome, right? Good old Big the Cat. He's the best. All right. Now, after this was kind of a sad time for Sega. They went third party. And if you're like me, you sat there in mourning for at least 6 months over the fact that new Dreamcast games are not coming out anymore. But thankfully, they did come out with some pretty awesome games not long after that. They had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. How many of you guys were introduced to Sonic thanks to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? Yeah, I thought so. There was actually a pretty big surge in Sonic's popularity as he went third party because he's hitting these audiences he wasn't hitting before. There was also Sonic Advance for the Game Boy Advance. Yeah. Fantastic. And then we get to Sonic Heroes. Woo. Sonic Heroes was a big hit for Sega. It came out on the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. It had 4 teams. Each team had a speed, power, and a flight character. And it featured a special cameo by Big the Chaotix. The Chaotix! Yeah, Team Chaotix. They're the heroes you want on your side. So let's go ahead and jump from that to Sonic X. Who wants Sonic X? Let's see it. Yeah.
I remember it well.
Sonic X comes to the West after hitting Japan, and of course that means we've got a brand new voice actor. So the previous voice actor for Eggman passed on, and a new voice actor came in, and his name was Mike Pollock.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Mike can actually do a lot of references that Sonic fans may not expect. I didn't realize how deep he got into the Sonic lore and fan base until recently. But so at any point, Mike, if you want to just throw something out that's a reference, feel free, you know.
Asking for things as usual, I see.
Well played.
Thank you.
At least half of the room got that, so kudos to you. Oh, by the way, Mike also played Ella the Maid in Sonic X.
It's true. I did. I was Ella the Maid.
Surprise. There you go. Mike played Ella the Maid.
Who didn't know that? Thank you.
Most of the room.
Thank you very much.
Mike, I have to ask, you know, when you got into the audition and you got accepted for the role of Eggman, when you got accepted for Eggman, did you know what you were getting into?
I'd heard of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I think I'd heard of Dr. Robotnik, Eggman, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's a pretty popular thing. This will be fun for a while. And it became fun for a long while. 13 years, if you're counting.
Fantastic. Shadow the Hedgehog, 2005. A very dedicated group of fans, I might add. The edgy release of Sonic's evil counterpart comes out. Ow, the edge. And it features multiple endings. It solves the mystery around Shadow's reappearance following his death in SA2, his reappearance in Heroes. Is he a clone? Is he a robot? Is he the original Shadow? If you've beaten all the endings, you know the answer to that. Pop quiz. Hey, Mike. Who's the voice actor that plays Black Doom in Shadow the Hedgehog?
Let me Google that. Oh, wait, it's me!
Black Doom was Mike as well, just so you guys know. Yep, a little bit of trivia there.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I got a level with you. I got a level with you. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You're my people, and we are going to get through this together. All right, all of us, we are all here with you. Everyone, you ready? And then at least 3 of you are like, hey, I like that game. In 2006, on November 16th, Sega released Sonic Rivals! What did you think we were going to say? Come on, the date gave it away, guys. Of course. And that's pretty much all there is to say about 06, so
Never mind.
let's move on. Anyway, next, Sonic meets Mario. Naka-san, is it true that you went to Kyoto to have a meeting with Nintendo that kind of led to the stuff that would later become the Mario and Sonic and Smash Brothers?
そうなんですね。このマリオとソニックが一緒に出ることになる、前にですね、もうその多分3年ぐらい前に実は京都に行ってですね、宮本さんのところに行ってですね、ソニックとマリオが一緒にゲームに出るような企画を一緒にやりませんかっていうようなお話をしたことがあるんですが、その時は実は最終的にはゲームを作るってところには至らなかったんですが、その時のお話に行ったっていうきっかけもあってですね、最終的にその3年後にソニックとマリオのオリンピックのゲームができてくるっていう経緯があります。
So yes, it is true. Back in the day, I did go to Kyoto to visit Nintendo. Wanted to have a meeting with Mr. Miyamoto and figure out, could we make a game maybe with Sonic and Mario together? Although those original conversations happened about 3 years before the Olympics game came out, that we weren't able to really make a game that featured Sonic and Mario back from that original conversation. But because we had those conversations, it kind of kicked off future conversations with Nintendo, which afterwards led to the Olympic game coming out.
Awesome. So, Naka-san, we kind of have you to thank for Sonic and Smash right now, don't we?
スマッシュブラザーズね。スマッシュブラザーズは割と最初の頃になんですか、ゲームキューブでしたっけ、ソニックが出てるのってどこですかね、Wii かな、Wii の前のゲームキューブ版か何かの時にも実はソニック出してよっていう話を E3 か何かで桜井君に話をしたんですけど、その時はちょうど間に合わなかったので Wii 版から入ってきたので Wii ですよね多分、はい。
So yeah, the original Sonic becoming part of the Smash Brothers game was also part of that conversation. During the GameCube development for Smash Brothers, he really wanted to get Sonic into that game, but it was just too late in the development process. They couldn't get it in for GameCube, but they did move forward and put Sonic in for the Wii version.
Who likes Sonic and Smash?
ねえ、よかったですよね。僕もなんとなくソニックがマリオたちと戦ったらどっちが強いのか皆さんと同じように知りたかったので入れてほしかったんですよね。
Yeah, he did want to put Sonic into the game to see who's going to win in the fight between Mario and Sonic. Have you guys decide that?
Roger, I think we know the answer to that question, don't we?
What? Aaron Weber? Aaron Weber would win? I don't know what's going on.
Roger, I'm not in Smash Brothers
Yet.
Let's move on. Of Genies, Sonic and the Secret Rings on the Wii. Who played it? Ah, there we go. And of course, a game that at least one person in the audience told me they were introduced to Sonic with earlier, favorite game, Sonic Unleashed. Okay. All right, and of course, Unleashed introduces the 3D gameplay style of Sonic that would later go on to be seen in other games. Very popular, seen by critics as kind of the first time they're really, really getting it right. Oh, Roger, here we are. Now, it's about this time that a new voice actor for Sonic comes on. Obviously, this is the real Roger Craig Smith in the picture. You can see today that we couldn't afford to get the real Roger Craig Smith to our panel, but we got a stunt double that I think will do a really great job, and we're paying him $5, so I think, you know.
And I've been practicing Sonic Speed. It's pretty good.
That's really good.
I mean, the guy's much better in real life.
That's really good.
I'm embarrassed.
Roger Craig Smith comes on board. Fun fact, Roger was the narrator for the show Say Yes to the Dress, and
I love it.
and he has an underbite. Things you didn't know. The more you know stars flying across the screen right now. Dun, 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 dun.
Isn't that fascinating? Next slide. Check out the consoles. Is that better? Is that a few of you know that? Alton Tower.
I'll take stuff only your dentist would know for 100, please, Aaron.
Coming up next, Sonic Colors. That's right. Cheer for the games you love, people. Sonic Colors comes out. And of course, Sonic Colors got a great reception, except for some Jim Sterling guy. Just, I don't know. We mailed him a giant poster, giant thing from the ice rink. Love you, Jim. And of course, then there was Sonic Generations in 2011. E.G.G.M.A.N worked very closely on that game. They referenced a lot of other people, right? I know that a lot of the original team was kind of tasked with that, and you went back to the classic Sonic design, obviously. for that, and modern Sonic. And how many of you guys, one more time, how many of you guys really love the Generation style gameplay? Okay. Next, let's talk about Sonic Boom. Yeah. Hey, and you in the blue there, don't you heckle? Don't you heckle us? Sonic Boom comes out for the Wii U, 3DS, and there's a TV show, which is pretty phenomenal, by the way. The TV show's on Cartoon Network. How many of you guys love the TV show? Let's hear it. Awesome. And the TV show, of course, has these two gentlemen. Yay!
All right.
Doing the voice acting, yeah.
A stunt double.
Any story you can share in 30 seconds from when you guys were together doing voice acting that you want to share with the group real quick?
Sure. Most of the time was spent separate because, of course, I'm usually in New York and he's usually in Los Angeles. But we got together for the first workshopping of the show. I didn't know what we were doing. They said, come on up for a thing. And I said, okay, well, why are we here? A cartoon? Ooh, cool. And we had a very fun workshopping process. We tried various things. A lot of improv didn't really work, but we worked some of the bugs out, and I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
What he said. I know we're short on time, so no, we have so much. You cannot imagine how much fun we have making that show.
You should come.
The writers and everybody, the people that have set this all up, and what we get to be a part of to this day still, which is hopefully a very long marathon of much more Sonic to come. But yeah, we have way too much fun on that show.
Yes. Awesome. If you guys have other questions for Roger and Mike too, we're all going to be right outside after this is done. So please come hit us up, ask whatever you want to know. I'm going to speed through the rest of this because we've got like 5-6 minutes left. And then they're going to get angry and throw the tomatoes like I talked about earlier. I don't like tomatoes that much. So on we go. 2015, no Sonic games. In 2015, really. We have Sonic Dash 2, Sonic Boom. It comes out. How many of you guys played Sonic on your mobile phones? Okay. Some people like Sonic CD. I think Christian Whitehead and Stealth are on the bingo card, so I should mention them. Anyone play their ports? You guys like those? Good to know. 2015, I have kind of taken it over. So in 2015, I had been working at SEGA. I left the company. I came back, and they said, we want someone to do the social media. And so I was like, well, all right. Either they're going to fire me after I do this, or it's going to go really well. And so I just started posting up whatever I wanted and just having some fun. And so we kind of dubbed that the year of memes. Yes. A quick shout out to our friends at Deus Ex and all of the other people all of you on social media. If you follow the Twitter or Facebook accounts, thank you guys for being awesome fans.
Well done,
seriously.
Aaron.
Thank you. We won an award, by the way. We actually won an award for the video with Shia LaBeouf. So we are now an award-winning Sonic social media team. Yes.
Who knew that was a thing?
I know, right? Little shout out to Sergio, my new intern, who used to work at Sonic Retro. Now he's working for me. Yes. You'll see him on the social media accounts, too. I bet he's smiling right now. So what comes next? Let's talk announcements, right? It was obviously talked about earlier, long before the panel. People were like, they're going to announce a bunch of new games. I was like, no, hang on. Don't let that rumor start. But we do have some cool stuff to announce. I want to get through it real quick. We got 4 minutes. Here we go. So first and foremost, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games just came out yesterday for 3DS. And we're happy to confirm it is coming out for the Wii U this June. Next, a game that some of you have been wondering about, Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. We're very happy today to reveal the release date for that game. That will be September 27th, 2016 for the 3DS. I have played it. They're spending a lot of time to go back and polish it and improve it, so I think you guys are really going to look forward to that, hopefully, and enjoy it quite a bit. Finally, the numbers. What do they mean? How many of you guys have been following our cryptic number teas on social media? Okay, all right, a fair few of you. I'm going to explain a little bit of this. There's more to this than what I'm going to show you here. I only have enough time to go through a little bit of it, so let's do the basic stuff. It started with this picture. The Game Grumps and their favorite character, Big the Cat. There he is. And there's some numbers in the bottom there, as you can see, 431, 21, 16. If you take those and divide them up into the fonts, you get 4116 and 321. And the 00 was from another teaser we did a little bit later. The trick here, as we'll get to in just a minute, was to try and figure out why you're separating those, right? That references a previous post I did back to Game Grumps last year in November. Next was this piece. Who here knows about Marion? Awesome guy, isn't he? Yeah, he makes great music. We did a little shout out to Marion, mostly because I think he's awesome and I wanted you guys to experience his music too. This teaser, when you mess with it a little bit, you can kind of see there's some writing there. If you translate it with Marion's script, the secret is inside the Empire. We can get it back to Fate of Son of Daedalus. And here's the important part. Add the numbers, which is being covered up by the 0015 there. So let's just do the basic math. Now again, there's a bit more to this. There's some things you haven't figured out just yet. That's all right. That's what I'll leave you with right now. Then we did this piece. Also hidden here, look at the bottom. What's in the bottom left? 7, right? Add up the 1, the 9, the 9, the 1, and the 2 rings. You'll see a pattern suddenly. Now you're starting to see the pattern. Now you can start to solve what it is. So if we add the numbers up, 4116, 321, 00, that date leads you to 7/22/16, or July 22nd of 2016, same as the 7/22 you would get with that previous picture. So we're very happy to announce right here that on July 22nd, 2016, we will be hosting the Sonic 25th anniversary event in San Diego, and tickets are on sale right now. And a lot of you are going, I thought that was going to be a game announcement. Where's the game announcement? So here's what I'll say to that, too. If you are looking forward to a game announcement, I'm not saying there's going to be a game announcement at this party, but you should totally come to this party. All right. The event is going to have Crush 40 and Hyper Potions. It's going to have exclusive 25th anniversary merchandise. You're not going to want to miss it. Trust me. And some very special announcements. We don't have time for the Q&A, so let me just, I've got this one thing that the fans wanted me to play. Let me see here.
Something's biting. You have no idea how proud he is of this moment right now. He's been talking about it all morning long.
That's why we're here.
100% true. So finally, from all of us, we got 60 seconds left. We did it, guys. Well done. A big thank you from all of us on the panel, from Izuka-san, Austin, Naka-san, Roger, Mike, myself, all of the SEGA team at SEGA Burbank, to all of you guys, all of our fans, for being a part of Sonic's rich history, for making him what he is today. So thank you all again for coming out to our panel, and here's to what lies ahead for Sonic the Hedgehog. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.